Okay, so we're just outside one of my favourite ring forts. We're in a somewhat secret location. I wasn't expecting to be coming here today, so I've got like really badly dressed. Normally I'd have a plastic jacket and I wouldn't be wearing me boots. Seem to have a love of wrecking me boots. I'm going to try not to wreck the boots anyway today. We're here to see something rather special. Okay, so the reason we started off outside today is because this is not only is it one of my favourite ring forts, but it's just got some superior features. So as a raw, it's a bivalate raw because we have two banks, and then we have this really deep gap here in the middle. I've been walking around these banks, and particularly this outer one. It's actually covered in rubble still, and you can imagine it being deliberately built up and fortified with rocks and stuff like that, of which there's still a lot of evidence. And then there really is a big gap down. And we just wander down here and we'll go to the central part. And the other reason why I like this place so much is because in the central area it's got loads of stuff going on. You can see there's all kinds of humps and hollows, and there's a lot of rocks left here as well. Possibly even a third circular section there, a circular hut in the middle. And you can see all the rocks strewn around. These are presumably the walls of houses, but you can also see these depressions in the ground. And they're usually a sign of souterrains, and I've heard tell that there's a ring fort in this area that's riddled with them. And then I come across a couple of little hints. There, that stone going across there is obviously an entrance exit. It's too tight to squeeze though, really worth it. There's another possibility down here, which is pretty obvious. So it's wandering around the centre here. Eventually I spotted on my travels, it's actually my second visit here, the big depression over there that I'm just heading towards now. So I'm just wander over these trees. And you can really imagine just being inside here. You're quite safe. You got your two banks on the outside, and you can even see some of the rock facing there on that one. It's really nice. And actually we're really close to the sea here as well. So anyway, back to the thing here, and see in this little depression here, there's a hole. Let's get that branch out of the way. There's a hole in all these little stone. Right. And that is a very obvious souterrain there. And we're right in the centre of the site. So if you had a hut here, this would have been right in the centre of your hut. And we're just going to take a look at where it goes, because it's what's so cool about this site. I really like it, because if we follow over here, see more walls. Actually, this is, I think, that's the cave in basically there that we're looking at now. And what we find, this is nicely fenced off by the farmer, but this is absolutely gorgeous because it's where the souterrain itself has collapsed in on itself, and it's just totally exposed. You see the cave's gone off in this way, and indeed going back that way towards the centre. Right, and then we're literally on the outside bank, and what's really amazing to me about this one, right, is that this one goes on actually into the bank. Bear with me here. So we're going to go up into the bank, and in the middle of the bank you can see it's coming directly this way, literally in the middle of the bank here, first bank. So we're coming through from here. All this muck here is after falling in, and it's infill, but it does go off that way even more. Now, to me it looks like it maybe goes to the left as well there, so we just have to scooch down there and see. And I'm going to try and see as much as I can see of all of these tunnels if I can. But like I said, I'm just very badly dressed. The walls here are just absolutely gorgeous. A lovely stone there. That would have eventually, you wouldn't have seen any of this except for the underside of it. But again, I'll have to get out the torch and just illuminate the walls because they are really nice. So I'm going to try and climb in there now to the various bits. It's a very extensive system. I just really like the way it's all kind of semi-exposed. It's really easy to explain rather than just being down there in the dark, which is also fun. So just before I do crawl down, the overall structure here is we've got this one here going along here and somewhere off into the bank. This straight line going here, I'm talking several meters, over to the central depression there. And then if I'm right, off to this direction we have two more exits, so there would presumably be a tunnel going all the way under here, yet to be discovered. So for the future. So we'll just see what we can see for now. I'll take off the jacket and just hope for the best with the shoes really, or the boots. Let's dig out the torch, I'll be back. Okay, so we just got a jacket off and ready to go. I think the first place we go down is spoiled for choice actually. We'll go down the shortest one maybe, here. So this, remember, this is ground level here, so all of this would have originally been underground. Moving up into here, and let's see. Okay, so this is the first bit, and it's going off into the bank there. Now it does close off rather rapidly. Oh no, it doesn't actually. You can shimmy up there. I'll try. See how far I can get. I don't think I'll be able to get out the other side. Again, you can see, lovely, it's all red sandstone here, and that stone there supporting is absolutely gorgeous. Couple of spider webs, nothing to really worry about apart from the muck. Okay, now so you can actually see here, there's no need really to go through it, but you can see the way it would have come out. Eventually, if this muck wasn't there, it'd be less obscured. Now you're still inside the bank, so you're still totally underground, and then you're going left. I think that's where we might go next, just to keep the continuity going. So we'll pull back out here. That's really nice. And I just really like the way it's deliberate there. See the way it's framed nicely, and it gets narrower. We're actually in a chamber here, what seems wide enough to be a chamber. Okay, so we'll go up to the bank and we'll see around the other side where that would have gone. I actually think that is the nicest one there. See how far it goes, it looks a bit damp. We're in the swim now, so we don't have any choice. So we're coming up here, and there's where we were coming from underneath. We would have never been able to get through there. And then still in the back we have this lovely tree growing over it. That's really nice. Sweet, like that stone there. And we're going to scooch in here this way. And we're going to see if it does. It does look like it goes around to the left, but I'm not sure how far it goes. So I actually really like this because it's exposed and light. You can see, oh actually it doesn't. I don't even have to climb into this one either. So you can see over there, it just stops. And here, now, just assume all this was dug out. Again, you got the beautiful stones on top. It's all local red sandstone. And that there's another collapse, obviously. So I presume you would have been standing height here. This is so clever. Okay, so we'll go back into the central bit and we'll move in the same tunnel, but just in a different direction this time, towards the centre. So we'll go back down there and in that way. I've gotten a little bit trashed so far, so I'm doing well. I can still probably go shopping with not too much shame. So we're going in here to this bit. And again, now we have trash. There's always goddamn trash in these, man. People are such fucking animals. So anyway, right, down here somebody's left some trash for us, which is great. We have again a beautiful structure. All these rocks would have been underground. This, or lintel stone, or roof stone, would have been the only one you would have seen. We would have only seen a bit of that. And we can see actually, if we're allowing for the floor being eaten away and everything, or being increased over time, we're actually quite deep here underground. So just going to take a quick scooch in here, see how far we can get. Looks a bit narrow, but not too bad. Actually, it looks very damp. Okay, so we can see actually, I don't even have to scooch into this one again. I think I will though a little bit, just to see if there's anything inside in it. Let's move these rocks away. Get me a bit more room. Bear with me. There really is no need to scooch into this one, but I will a little bit anyway. I might have to reverse my way back out because I'm actually turning around in there. There's a low point there. That's all collapsed there. I'm going to get a really good look at the roof slabs anyway. So it's worth it. Like, it wouldn't be a day if I didn't crawl into a goddamn cave at this stage. So here we go. Okay, so that's the collapse at the other end. Where we were, I was right. That is very wet there, so we're not going to try and go there. We've got some beautiful, beautiful stones there. Oh look, I think we just found our first bat. I hope you can see that, but there's a bat hanging there. Just one. He's got his wings closed and he's fully asleep. That's a first for me now in one of these adventures. This cave goes back about, I'd say it's at least 4 meters you're talking about, and you're then at the center of the site, coming out under a house. I really, really like those walls. They're just absolutely gorgeous. And again, the roof slabs. I won't bore you. I'll bore you with the bat though, because that's cool. That is really cool. Okay, so we're gonna crawl back out now, and a lot of spiders in here as well, you'll notice. Spiders don't really bother me. The one consistent thing I'm finding that's really disappointing is I find trash in every place I've been. It's like a bit of plastic, an empty bottle. I've gone back to a couple of places and taken the trash out. Been kind of noodly about it, but I just don't understand it. Okay, so we're gonna crawl our way back out. Okay. Sorry for all the grunting. Whew. And we're out. Oh God. And how have we done? Yeah, I'm pretty trashed. I still go shopping. Screw it. So that was that. I don't think I can get in anywhere else here because it's too tight. But there's lots more here. Lots more. Wow, what a spot. Possibly my favourite yet. Okay, so just before we leave this site here, I've just been having a little scrabble around in the dirt. And this is the other entrance on the far side. So I've just been having a little dig at it. I can't get through it, like it's obviously impossible to get through for now anyway. But so I'm just going to take a quick look down there because I've had a look and it seems to be. So we're going from the place we were earlier is over there. We're going from this side here. And if you take a look down here, we can see, now I can only get in a tiny little bit, but I can, for all of that, see that this goes off for quite a distance. There, it seems to me, just get my head in there now, and not only that, but it also goes down and away. So I can only imagine that there's another chamber down there, and you can see it is a souterrain because it's got all the beautiful stones. It's not just like a badger or something like that, so we might have to come back. Okay, so we're just going to have another go at this entrance here. This little one. Turn on the light and we'll see what's down there first. torch. Okay. So we're just on this one. And we'll see how far it goes. Can we squeeze in there? Once I get in, it's all good. Just getting in there initially could be a bit tricky. We'll see. Wow. So we got a cavernous section there. Whew. Massive. And there does appear to be 2 ways off. So we're going to have to get in there properly and take a proper look. Not sure how just yet, but we'll figure it out. I'm going to give this one more try. Need to lose some weight. Basically is what I'm learning here. Once you get in there, it's just absolutely gorgeous. It's just getting in there and making that turn. That's very, very awkward. So try again. Okay. So we're through that bit. Okay. Sliding a bit easier this time now. Okay. I'm mostly in. The rest of me should be skinnier now. I should be able to make it. Come on. Come on, the rest of me. Okay, so we have just gotten in inadvertently. My torch has just run out, so I'm scooching along the ground here. I'm going up to investigate. There, definitely goes off. Okay, definitely goes off that way. Looks like an air vent up there. So, now all we have to do is make our way out. It is absolutely gorgeous. Just the spiders in here. Very, very intimidating. So, a few scrapes on the way in. Torch, as I said, is dead. Not ideal. So let's go back out. Now it should hopefully be. Only the difficulty is getting in was. So I gotta turn around here somehow in order to do so. Okay. Okay. So, very tight squeeze, but yeah. So I managed not to turn around. Let's see about getting out. Okay. Both hands out first. I'm tight at the chest, but hopefully not too tight. And we're out. That wasn't so bad. Oh, Jesus. Okay. I won't bore you with the rest. Just going to do a lot of shuffling to get out of here. Seriously though, that is enjoyable and everything. Note to self. Oh, God. I don't know if that's really enough. At least I had the good sense to take off my nice jacket, you know. And the boots are okay. That's a win!